But let's take you to the story of the moment on what the national capital is witnessing as we speak. Freak weather situations. A freak storm hit the capital at about 5 p.m. today evening, taking everybody by surprise, where the weather turned in just a matter of minutes. Scorching sun, 44 degrees Celsius, to what you're seeing on your television screen, where visibility dropped to next to zero, where this is what you witness usually, this kind of visibility post 7:30 p.m. in the evening in these months of May and June, and this is what you witnessed at about 5 p.m. today. Complete power failure in various parts, but there are reports coming in at this point of time that connectivity has been sought in various places. These visuals from Vijay Chowk, the old pillars of Vijay Chowk, they're decades old, reduced to smithereens by this massive dust storm. We're going to try and connect to reporters all across national capital, getting our viewers up to date with a minute-to-minute account on what's taking place. 3 quick updates that we can give our viewers. Number one, all flights which were to land in the national capital have all been diverted to primarily Jaipur, Lucknow and Amritsar. We're going to try and give you those details. Number two, metro services completely halted, especially Noida, the Gurgaon link halted. People told to deboard metro lines is what we know at this point of time. 92 kilometers per hour was the wind speed that was recorded in the national capital. Rishika Barua reporting from outside, getting us the very latest. Rishika, can you get us up to speed on what you're witnessing around you? Give us the details.
Well, Preeti, absolutely unprecedented scenes that Delhi, the entire NCR region has seen today. Really high wind speeds, and as you were pointing out now, there is a figure to that which is 92%. And while several parts of the city are now, they're slightly calmer, the winds have calmed down a bit and there is a little more light. Let me just show you what the scene in Noida is right now. It is still quite dark, it was even darker a little earlier, and at around 5:15, 5:30, one witnessed, weather. One witnessed a light which seemed like it was almost 8:30 in the night. It was completely dark. The visibility had dropped to an absolute zero, and even now you can see it is extremely overcast, windy, very, very uncharacteristic of May weather in Delhi. And what is interesting is that the weather's turned really, in a span of about 15 minutes. We were out reporting and there was blistering sun. It was 45 degrees and everybody was complaining about how hot it is, and suddenly in a span of about 15 minutes, the weather played complete turncoat because it turned dark. It was pitch dark. There were high-speed winds that were seen. And what we're being told right now is that power grids in several parts of the capital, some have been failed completely because of the wind speeds and the rain, and some power grids, as a safety measure, have in fact been turned off at this point in time. So really a lot of parts of Delhi NCR region at this point in time, Preeti, we can confirm to you, are in darkness, and it is going to be a while before the power situation at least is restored. As for the roads on the street, well, we're not on the streets right now, but what we're learning, from Twitter, pictures on Twitter, people are really active on social media at this point in time, tweeting pictures of areas that they're in, is that the roads in Delhi are completely clogged. I was speaking with somebody who's on their way back from Gurgaon, and there is an advisory to people to stay in at the moment. Some parts the storm has still not calmed down, but peak traffic is right now in Delhi NCR region, so really people being advised to stay in for a while. Also, Preeti, what I can tell you is that outside our own office here at the India Today Mediaplex in Film City, there have been a number of cars that were parked outside that have been damaged, in fact, because there were several trees that in fact fell. There were also, some really heavy
Rishika, I'm going to come in, I'm afraid. I'm going to come in because we're being patched live to Mr. Naveen Sharma. Yes, and he is right now caught inside a metro. He's not been able to get out, and he's been stuck inside that metro which is halted because of the bad weather. Mr. Sharma, can you exactly tell us where are you situated at this point of time, and what are you witnessing?
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Sharma, can you hear me, sir?
My name is Praveen Kapoor and I'm stuck up at Chowri Bazaar metro station. It has been almost 1 hour now, and about 20 minutes back they announced that the train be vacated, but people are not able to go out because the rush is so much. It was so suffocating in the metro. We were stuck up for almost 40 minutes, and the AC also went away repeatedly. The light went out. Twice the light went out, and surprisingly the train network was not working, but the station escalators and the lights were working. This was a really horrible experience till the gates were opened.
Are you still stuck Mr.
No,
Kapoor?
I've just come out on the station now.
All right. Be safe, Mr. Kapoor. Be safe. Appreciate you taking out the time and talking to us. Well, there you had an eyewitness account. Mr. Naveen Kapoor, who was stuck inside a metro for over 45 minutes, Chowri Bazaar to be precise. That was the station that he was stuck at. 40 minutes without any electricity inside the metro. And that is when the doors of the metro were opened and people were allowed to deboard. Well, this is the situation in the national capital. We don't want to be sounding alarmist at this point of time, but complete freak weather situations, completely unprecedented. And we don't really have to say much because you can see by the visuals, which are a great representation of what took place at about 5 p.m. today, where within a matter of minutes, and we're not exaggerating when we say 4:30 p.m., bright scorching sun, a temperature which was recorded at 44 degrees Celsius, completely turned to these visuals on your television screens. I'd like to cut across to Rishika Barua, who's been getting us the very latest. She's joining us from Noida at this point of time. We have various colleagues also reporting from various parts of Delhi. All right, we're getting word in at this point of time. My colleague Moshmi recorded these images just a short while back. She's reporting on the weather situation in the heart of the national capital. Let's take a look, and then we're going to cut across to Rishika.
Big relief to Delhiites in the capital city with temperatures soaring throughout the day. It is a huge relief in the evening. As you see, it is almost night with dark clouds, high-speed winds blowing and trees swaying to and fro. You can see that the weather has changed and it has been raining. Temperatures have dipped. It was 44 degrees 2 hours earlier, and as soon as it was 5 p.m. with the change in weather, the temperatures have also dipped. It has been drizzling a bit, and the weather department has predicted rainfall. This is due to the disturbance, western disturbance that has happened, and you can see clearly some relief for Delhiites after soaring temperatures in the capital city. With camera person Kripal Singh, this is Mosmi Singh in Delhi for Headlines Today.
Well, the plummeting temperatures, well, that's the silver lining to what Delhi witnessed. From 44 degrees Celsius, what we are getting to know, the temperatures have come down many a notches. I would like to read out the official advisory that has come in from the Delhi Weather Department, which goes on to say that stay indoors till the weather situation clears. Delhi witnessing freak weather storm. In the evening, situation will stabilize soon. Well, that is an official update from the Delhi Weather Department. We'd like to give out that an advisory in place. Stay indoors if you are watching this special news broadcast here. Don't add to the chaos that is right now on the Delhi streets. We are getting in word that various arterial roads of the national capital completely chock-a-block. Traffic down to its knees. Nothing is moving. The traffic lights have all skipped. They've gone off queue is what we are getting to know. We'll keep getting our viewers the very latest, but 3 quick updates that we can give our viewers who are tracking or are stuck in this weather storm. Number one, if you have a loved one who's flying into Delhi at this point of time, there's no cause for concern. All flights, 12 flights in all, precisely is what we're getting to know. That's the number which was to land at the 2 Delhi airports have all been diverted, namely to Jaipur, Amritsar and Lucknow. We're going to give you more updates on that. And second, what we can tell our viewers is the metro line from Noida to Gurgaon has right now temporarily been suspended. Rishika Barua reporting from Noida, joining us live at this point of time. Rishika, what is the latest updates that you can give us?
Well, Preeti, the latest updates that we're getting from across the Delhi NCR region is that the weather has in fact calmed down a bit. The wind speeds have reduced. Also, parts of Delhi which were completely dark, absolutely. Even here in Noida Film City, where we're standing at right now, was completely dark at around 5:30 p.m. It is still not, bright sunshine, but definitely the weather is overcast. So it's not in complete darkness anymore. But having said that, because of the unprecedented storm, and we're also learning that we saw a lot of rain and really high wind speeds in several parts of the city. The arterial roads, as you were pointing out, are completely clogged, and that advisory that has been issued, in fact, should perhaps be adhered to at this point in time, because like we've been pointing out, Preeti, the weather played turncoat in a span of about 15 minutes. So while there was bright sunshine, what was reported to be around 44-45 degrees at around 4:30, 4:45, suddenly turned into complete darkness. But I mean, at the risk of sounding alarmist, I can tell you that at that point in time, it was scary to be out on the streets just to see that at 5:30 p.m. on your watch, it's completely dark outside, unprecedented wind speeds. Also, Preeti, a lot of damage has been reported from the National Capital Region because of trees falling, branches falling. So several cars, even in the parking lane outside our very own office, there are several people who've reported that, in fact, there has been damage to their cars because obviously the wind speeds, as we've been pointing out, were close to 100 kilometers per hour, which is completely unprecedented. So really freak weather conditions here in the national capital. And as of this morning, in this afternoon, there was absolutely no advisory or nothing that had sort of preempted this weather.
You're right there, Rishika. Nobody quite knew because the weather turned in just a matter of minutes. 4:30 p.m. Let's tell our viewers, scorching sun, 44 degrees Celsius. Within a matter of minutes, the weather turned to what you're witnessing on your television screens. Rishika Barua is reporting from Noida. They're giving you the latest. We're going to keep getting back to her, but we are joined at this point of time. Pankaj Upadhyay joining us from the heart of the national capital. And what is being reported, various arterial roads there, chock-a-block with traffic, complete chaos on Delhi roads. Pankaj also reported on how various pillars near Rashtrapati Bhavan, decades old, now reduced to smithereens because the wind speed unprecedented, never seen in Delhi, touching nearly 100 kilometers per hour. Pankaj is with us live. Pankaj, can you just give us a view around you on what kind of damage has Delhi witnessed?
Preeti, if I may quickly give you the update from the airport. Airport officials tell us that more than 25 flights have been diverted as of now, and the count could be even more. Visibility is improving at the airport, but not good enough. It's not even 500 meters at the airport, and the airport officials tell me that it's going to take perhaps from 45 minutes to next 1 hour that things could get back to normal, and that the ATC could think of allowing for the landing or the taking off to take place. That goes on to show, how heavy the wind would have been at that point of time that the ATC had to stop the pilots from taking off or landing. And more than 25 flights were diverted. The count could be reaching up to 40. That we would get to know in exactly half an hour's time, because that's when the airport officials are going to give us the next update. Here at Vijay Chowk, things are much better now. Even it's hard to fathom how things change within a couple of minutes. As I was saying, in Vijay Chowk area, now this is the most powerful visual. My camera person will try and show you the various pillars in Vijay Chowk and North Block, South Block near the Parliament area. These pillars have been here for decades now, but such was the ferocity of the wind that even this pillar just completely went down. As I maintained, around 4:30, I was stationed at Jantar Mantar area, and around 4:35 to 40, just within minutes, everything completely changed. More than 10 to 12 huge branches fell off, and the people who are going back from the offices and
all right, so things improving where you are there, Pankaj. Keep speaking to your sources. We're of course going to keep coming back to you. Also, the latest that Pankaj is reporting from the airports right now, what we are getting to know, 25 flights. So if you have a loved one who's been flying to the national capital today, who is supposed to come in, well, don't get worried, because there is official confirmation, and we can give our viewers that 25 flights have been diverted, primarily landing in Jaipur, Amritsar and Lucknow. The other thing that we can get our viewers up to speed with is that metro services, especially from Noida to Gurgaon, well, that metro line temporarily, as a precautionary measure, halted as we speak. People have been asked to deboard. But horror stories being reported just a short while back. We were speaking to a commuter who was stuck at the Chowri Bazaar metro line. Over 40 minutes before the doors were open, there was a complete blackout, and he had horror stories to report. Also, the latest that we are getting in, wind speed touched to about 100 kilometers per hour, something which is completely unprecedented, never seen right here in the national capital. Would like to read out an advisory by the Delhi Weather Department, where they go on to say that freak weather storm in the national capital. If you are in office, stay there. It will clear in the next 1 hour. Well, that's the advisory we'd like to give out to our viewers who are looking, who are actually watching at this point of time. So if you're watching this news broadcast, don't add to the chaos that is right now on the Delhi streets, completely chock-a-block with traffic. We want to leave you with these visuals. We don't want to sound alarmist, but at 5 p.m. the weather turned completely in the national capital. Things lifting now in various parts of Delhi, but the ramifications of it all been seen, and that you can see on your television screens. Where we take you directly outside the studio at this point of time, the national capital in the grips of a freak weather situation, what is seeming like a massive dust storm which hit the national capital about 5 p.m. today evening. Within a matter of minutes, things turned dramatically. Many people caught off guard. What you see on your television screens was the ramification of that particular dust storm. Wind speed close to 100 kilometers per hour. The latest that we can tell our viewers is that over 25 flights have been diverted. So if you have a loved one who was flying into the national capital, well, don't be worried. All those 25 flights have been diverted to namely Jaipur, Amritsar and Lucknow. The latest update that we can give our viewers as well is the Noida-Gurgaon metro line currently stands suspended. Those who were inside have been asked to deboard, but horror stories been reported from various parts of Delhi, where we just spoke to somebody who was stuck at the Chowri Bazaar metro line. Over 45 minutes with no light struck inside the tube. Once the doors opened was only after 45 minutes. Harrowing time for commuters. We believe reports coming in at this point of time that the arterial roads of the national capital completely chock-a-block with traffic, where many people caught off guard. The latest reports coming in at this point of time by the weather department, which goes on to suggest freak storm hits the national capital. If you are at work, stay there, let things stabilize. Well, that's the advisory we'd also like to give out. Don't add to the chaos that you see on your television screens. Also, visibility down to 0. 5 p.m. These were the visuals that the national capital witnessed, something which is seen not before 7:30 p.m. or 8 p.m. in these months in Delhi.
Actually, today morning, one cyclonic circulation was appeared over North Rajasthan neighborhood. For this system, moisture is coming from Arabian Sea. Due to this moisture and this system caused this cloudiness afternoon. This cloud developed only afternoon. Before noon there was no cloud. Afternoon, due to heat plus this system and moisture, this caused this cloudy condition and dust storm, thunderstorm condition. Squall also reported to Safdarjung Airport. Squall speed was 92 km per hour. This cloudy condition will continue for another 48 hours. That is for 31st and 1st. Thunderstorm, dust storm activity may occur tomorrow or day after tomorrow also. Due to these activities, maximum temperature may decrease by 2 to 3 degrees. Due to that, some रिलीफ विल गेट पब्लिक का कोई रिलीफ मिलेगा जो गर्मी से आने वाला 3-4 दिन तक. थैंक यू सर.
Well, there you have it, the official statement by the Met Department, where he goes on to suggest that cyclonic kind of conditions were developing in Rajasthan area. So western disturbances is what is being reported as the cause of what Delhi witnessed. And he also went on to say that within a matter of minutes, a cloud cover completely encapsulated New Delhi and led to these conditions. What we do know is that people were caught completely off guard. 4:30 p.m. there was scorching sun. 44 degrees Celsius, and within a matter of minutes it turned to this, where visibility fell down to 0, the temperature plummeted many notches, and people who were outside completely caught unawares with wind speeds of not less than 100 kilometers per hour. That for Delhi is unprecedented. The latest that we are getting in, things have stabilized across the national capital. The wind speed has considerably reduced. But the ramifications of that, the aftermath of this freak weather situation being witnessed in the form of heavy traffic snarls in arterial roads of Delhi, and of course lots of damage to cars which were parked on the road and property. We'll keep getting our viewers the latest.